Ever wonder why your hard work, your honesty, and your best intentions just aren't enough? You see others, maybe less talented or less dedicated, climb the ladder while you're stuck on the same rung. It's frustrating. It feels unfair. The truth is, the world doesn't operate on a simple system of merit. It's a complex game of influence, perception, and strategy. And if you don't know the rules, you're destined to lose. This isn't about becoming a heartless manipulator. This is about understanding the psychological architecture of power so you can navigate it, defend yourself, and finally achieve the success you deserve. We're going to dive into the timeless and often misunderstood wisdom of Niccolo Machiavelli, not as a guide to tyranny, but as a manual for modern influence. These aren't just historical theories. They are the unwritten rules that govern boardrooms, social circles, and even our digital lives. Let's start with the first and most crucial principle: conceal your intentions. Think about it. When you openly declare your goals, you hand your playbook to your competitors. You become predictable. A boss might use your ambition against you. A colleague might sabotage your project, or a rival might steal your idea and execute it faster. By keeping your ultimate aims private, you maintain strategic flexibility. You control the flow of information. This isn't about being deceitful. It's about being tactical. Let your actions speak, but keep your grand strategy under wraps. This forces others to react to what you do, not what you say you're going to do. It keeps you in the driver's seat, unreadable and unmanipulable. The less others know about your next move, the more power you retain. Next, we have a principle that's more relevant today than ever. Control your reputation. In our hyper-connected world, perception isn't just reality, it's a weapon. Your reputation is not a passive reflection of who you are. It's a narrative. And if you're not actively writing that story, believe me, someone else will. They'll define you to suit their own agenda. Think of your reputation as your personal brand. It must be carefully crafted, managed, and defended. Every email you send, every comment you post, every meeting you attend contributes to this narrative. You need to decide. Do you want to be known as the reliable workhorse, the creative genius, the ruthless closer, or the wise leader? Each carries its own power and its own limitations. Actively build the reputation that serves your long-term goals. Don't let gossip, misinterpretations, or others' projections define your worth and your potential. Your story is yours to tell. The third principle is about strategic adaptability. Be the fox and the lion. Machiavelli famously argued that a leader must embody the traits of both animals. The lion represents overt strength, decisive action, and raw power. It's about facing threats head-on and making bold moves. But the lion is easily caught in traps. That's where the fox comes in. The fox is cunning, clever, and sees the traps before they are sprung. The fox uses subtlety, diplomacy, and strategic thinking to navigate complex situations. In the modern world, rigidity is fatal. Relying only on brute force or only on cleverness will limit your effectiveness. You need to know when to be the lion, making a decisive, public stand for your project. And you need to know when to be the fox, gathering information quietly, building alliances behind the scenes, and outsmarting your opposition without a direct confrontation. The key is to assess the situation and deploy the right strategy, not to let your ego or your default behavior dictate your response. True power lies in this fluid adaptability. This brings us to a deeply psychological principle. Use fear, but avoid hatred. This is one of Machiavelli's most controversial ideas, but it's brilliant when you decode it for the modern age. Fear in this context isn't about terror. It's about inspiring a healthy respect for consequences. When people know there are clear standards, and that failing to meet them has predictable outcomes, you create a stable and high-performing environment. This is the foundation of authority. Your team respects your decisions because they know you are consistent and fair. Hatred, on the other hand, is born from cruelty, inconsistency, and injustice. When you are perceived as arbitrary, petty, or unfair, You don't earn respect. You breed resentment. And resentment leads to sabotage, mutiny, and your eventual downfall. A leader who is feared respected maintains order. A leader who is hated inspires a desire for revenge. The line is fine but critical. Always act from a place of principle, not personal malice. Punish the action, not the person. This creates a predictable system where people feel secure, even when held to a high standard, because the rules apply to everyone equally. Now for the fifth secret: crush your enemy completely. This sounds brutal, but it's a metaphor for strategic resolution. In a professional context, enemies are not people, but problems, rival projects, or opposing strategies that threaten your goals. When you defeat an obstacle, you must ensure it doesn't come back to haunt you. Leaving a problem half-solved is like leaving a fire with embers still glowing. It will reignite, often stronger than before. If you win a departmental battle over a budget, secure the funds and reallocate the resources decisively. If you debunk a bad idea in a meeting, make sure its flawed logic is fully exposed so it doesn't resurface next quarter. This isn't about personal vendettas, it's about professional thoroughness. It ensures your victory is permanent and your energy isn't wasted fighting the same battles over and over again. By resolving conflicts completely, you clear the path for future progress and establish the credibility of your judgment. Principle number 6 is a masterclass in efficiency. Let others do the work and take the credit. This is not about stealing ideas. It's about strategic delegation and positioning. A true leader doesn't need to be in the weeds, doing everything themselves. Their value lies in their vision, their direction, and their ability to assemble and guide a talented team. Your job is to be the architect, not the bricklayer. By empowering others to execute tasks, you free yourself up to focus on high-level strategy and the next big move. Now, for the crucial part, taking the credit. This doesn't mean you stand up and say, "I did this all myself." It means that as the leader, the success of the project is attributed to your leadership. You publicly praise your team, you give them opportunities, you celebrate their contributions, but the ultimate success reflects on you. This is how you build a reputation for effectiveness. You become known as someone under whose guidance great things happen. It attracts more talent and more opportunities. You are the conductor of the orchestra. The audience applauds you, but you know the music comes from every single musician you've guided.
Finally, the seventh and most powerful principle: master the art of appearance. Machiavelli wrote that it is not necessary for a prince to have all the good qualities, but it is very necessary to appear to have them. People judge what they see. In the absence of complete information, they fill in the blanks based on your appearance, your demeanor, and the signals you send. You must appear confident, even when you feel uncertain. You must appear decisive, even when you're weighing options. You must appear generous and fair, even when making difficult, calculated decisions. This isn't hypocrisy, it's emotional discipline. It's understanding that your internal state should not dictate your external performance. Leadership is a performance. You are always on stage. The way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the consistency of your character, these things build trust and influence far more than the hidden reality of your day-to-day struggles. Project the virtues you want to be associated with. Over time, through disciplined practice, that appearance solidifies into a reputation, and that reputation becomes your reality in the eyes of the world. So, there you have it. The 7 core principles of Machiavellian strategy, reframed for the 21st century. Conceal your intentions, control your reputation, be the fox and the lion, use fear but avoid hatred, resolve problems completely, delegate while owning the success, and master the art of appearance. This isn't a path to becoming a bad person. It's a path to becoming a more effective one. It's about understanding the real dynamics of power and influence, so you can protect yourself, advance your goals, and win the game that's being played all around you, whether you choose to play or not. The world is a stage, and these are the rules of the play. It's time you learned your lines, Hey everyone, welcome back. Last time, we dove deep into Machiavelli's playbook, uncovering strategies that still resonate in today's world. We talked about the power of calculated generosity, the art of being feared over loved, and why mastering appearances is your secret weapon. If you missed that, definitely check it out. Today, we're pushing further, exploring two more principles that are absolute game changers for anyone looking to build lasting influence. We're moving beyond the individual and into the architecture of power itself. This is where we separate the temporary players from the true masters. Our first big idea is a monumental one. Build systems, not personal empires. Think about it. We've all seen those magnetic, charismatic leaders who seem to hold everything together through sheer force of will. They're the sun in their solar system, and everything revolves around them. It's impressive, right? But Machiavelli would see a fatal flaw. What happens when that sun burns out? What happens when that leader steps away, gets tired, or simply loses their magic touch? The entire empire collapses. It was built on sand, on the personality of one person. True, lasting power isn't about being the star of the show. It's about being the architect of the stage. It's about creating systems, processes, and structures that function flawlessly, even when you're not in the room. This is what we call the impersonal architecture of power. Your goal shouldn't be to make yourself the hero who solves every problem. Your goal should be to build a machine that solves problems automatically. Think about the most successful companies or movements. Ray Kroc didn't just build a burger joint. He built the McDonald's franchise system, a model that could be replicated perfectly anywhere in the world, with or without him flipping the burgers. The Roman Empire didn't rely on one single brilliant general. It relied on the Roman legions, on its road systems, its laws, and its bureaucracy. These are systems. They outlast any single individual. Charisma is a fantastic tool, but it fades. A well-designed system endures. So, how do you apply this? Start thinking like an engineer. In your team, your business, or even your personal projects, are you the bottleneck? If you took a month-long vacation tomorrow, would everything fall apart? If the answer is yes, you haven't built a system. You've built a personal empire, and it's a prison of your own making. Start documenting processes. Create clear guidelines. Delegate authority, not just tasks. Empower your team to make decisions without your constant approval. Your aim is to make your personal involvement a bonus, not a necessity. It's a shift in mindset from how can I do this, to how can this get done, perfectly, every single time, by anyone. When you build a system, you're not just creating efficiency, you're building a legacy. You're creating something that has the potential to outlive you, to grow beyond your wildest imagination. That's real power. It's not about being the indispensable person. It's about creating an indispensable system. Now, this leads us directly into our next principle, which is a beautiful, subtle paradox. And frankly, it's one of my favorite Machiavellian concepts. Number 7, appear replaceable, but stay irreplaceable. Let that sink in for a moment. Appear replaceable, but stay irreplaceable. This is the tightrope walk of the modern master of influence. Let's break down the first part. Appear replaceable. Why on earth would you want to do that? Because overt ambition and indispensability breed fear, envy, and resentment. The moment your superiors or rivals see you as a threat, as someone who is trying to build their own indestructible fortress of power, they will start trying to tear it down. The tall poppy gets cut by publicly projecting humility, by being a team player, by making it seem like the system you built is the real star, not you fly under the radar. You don't trigger people's insecurities. You let others take the credit. You appear as just another cog in the machine, a talented and hard-working one, for sure, but a cog nonetheless. This public humility is a shield. It disarms potential adversaries and makes them underestimate you, which is a massive strategic advantage. But while you're appearing replaceable on the outside, you are secretly, strategically making yourself utterly irreplaceable on the inside. This is the second half of the paradox. How? By cultivating hidden leverage. This isn't about the tasks that everyone sees you do. It's about the unique value that only you bring. Maybe you are the only one who has the personal relationship with that key client. Maybe you have a deep, institutional knowledge of the company's history and its past mistakes that no one else has. Perhaps you've mastered a complex piece of software or a niche skill that the entire operation quietly depends on. This is your ace in the hole. It's the unique combination of skills, relationships, and knowledge that makes the system run 10 times more smoothly with you than without you. You don't flaunt this. You don't wave it around or use it to make demands. It's your silent insurance policy. It's the hidden network of roots that holds the tree steady in a storm. People might think they can replace you. They might even try, but they will quickly discover that a crucial, intangible element is missing. The system still runs because you designed it that way, but the magic is gone. The exceptional results disappear. And that is when your true value becomes crystal clear. This paradox is the ultimate expression of sophisticated power. On the surface, you are the humble servant of the system you created. Beneath the surface, you are its silent, essential core. You avoid the envy that topples kings while securing your position more firmly than any crown ever could. You've built a powerful system that doesn't depend on your daily presence, yet you've woven yourself into its DNA in a way that makes you fundamentally essential to its long-term success. So let's recap these two powerful ideas. First, shift your focus from personal glory to building robust, independent systems. Be the architect, not just the star. Create something that can thrive without you. And second, master the paradox of influence. Appear humble and replaceable in your public role, while privately cultivating the unique, hidden leverage that makes you truly irreplaceable. Don't make them envy you. Make them need you, without them even realizing how much. By combining these two strategies, you're not just playing the game, you're changing the way it's played, securing your influence for the long haul. We have more Machiavellian secrets to uncover in our next video, so make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on so you don't miss it. Drop a comment below and let me know which of these two principles resonated with you the most. See you next time.